As far as I can go, rest assured the way will lead me far from home. Let's sail this world, the water beneath me is so clean, is so me, is so pristine, splashing over me. Let's sail this world, the water beneath me is so clean, is so me, is so pristine, splashing over me. As far as I can go, as far as I can Let's sail this world, the water beneath me is so clean, is so me, is so pristine, splashing over me. Let's sail this world, the water beneath me is so clean, is so me, is so pristine, splashing over me.
I'm treading slowly on this darkened road, just waiting on the sun to rise. I'm treading slowly on this darkened road, just waiting for another try. Open up the sky so I can breathe again. Open up my eyes so I can see again. 'Cause ever since you left, it's never been the same. Through the smoke I see you wandering like I've never seen you before, looking lost like a child who's never ever been here before. Through the smoke I know you're miles away from Chicago to LA. I'd go anywhere for you. Smoke could disappear in the night. wondering like I've never seen you before, looking lost like a child who's never ever been here before. Through the smoke, I know you're miles away from Chicago to LA. I'd go anywhere for you. Smoke you disappear in the night. Like a child who's never ever been here before. Through the smoke, I know you're miles away from Chicago to LA. I'd go anywhere for you. Smoke you disappear in the night.
All right, welcome everybody. This is episode 18 of Irresponsibly Long. We are back in the studio this week with the ever so handsome and mustachioed Eric Johansson.
What's up, everybody?
Fresh from Tulum. I don't know how well his brain is going to work today.
Dude, my brain is fried. But here we are. We're doing episode number 18. I'm happy to be here, happy to be back, and happy to talk markets with you, man.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a week. I mean, we had a fun episode last week without you. Sorry, but
you did great, man. You did great. I caught a little bit of it from
a lot of talking doing the solo stream. That was not easy on the old voice, and we definitely got a little degenerate with the meme coins there.
So much meme coining.
A lot of meme coining. I think this is going to be another meme heavy episode. Hopefully that's all right with you guys out there. But
we're just warming up because you have a big episode tomorrow talking about meme coins that we want to tease. I want to tease it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, unless it goes very badly and they decide to drop it.
No, man, you're not going to get rugged. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm debating Ledger, I guess, on meme coins. I don't know if it's a formal debate. Maybe it's just a friendly discussion. It's a good position to be in if you're me, because I feel like the entirety of like the crypto sphere is going to be like with me.
Yeah, you can just be kind of like irreverent and just redacted.
Like, memes are cool, Grandpa. Yeah, and people are gonna be like, yeah.
Take it easy, man. Memes are cool.
Why do you hate memes, bro? Yeah, I mean, I am not sleeping well right now. I got memes on the brain. It's like it was bad enough before when I just woke up and checked the price of like Bitcoin and Nasdaq and ETH and Sol and all these things. But now like the universe of coins I have to check has gone up by like 10x because there's so many memes.
There's so many.
And then not only do I have to check the price of the existing memes, but I have to check to see like the new memes that have been deployed that are trending, because these things are just every day. That like leaderboard on Dex Screener is just full of new and exciting possibilities.
It's so exciting because you're making so much money, I'm imagining. But can I ask some like sort of newbie questions about this, because I don't participate in this space? But like, I want to tell you that my trepidation is based on the fact that like I don't want to do what you're doing. Like I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night being like, what is Joe Biden coin or whatever doing in the middle of the night? And I'm guessing this is what you have to do to win. But like my question is there like an easier version where I can search for less alpha but still play in the sandbox a little bit and get maybe higher beta than my spot bags of ETH and Sol and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't think the meme game is that much different from the regular crypto game, because you have these questions you have to ask yourself. The main one being like, how much freaking time do I want to put into actively managing this, right? Because you have people who are just like, I don't know, man, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin and log off, and then I'll sell it when the market seems hot. And that's like the only trade they make. And it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. It's probably a great way to keep your sanity as opposed to
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
juggling. Like I don't like, I must have, dozens of positions on my book right now that I'm keeping track of, and it's a lot of mental weight to do that and play the rotations and keep up with the narratives and try to anticipate the new narratives, and it's super exhausting. So you can do that with memes, right? And in a way, like, memes are just like a super compressed version of that, right? Like the meta shifts in them like daily sometimes.
I see. So like what you're saying is like within crypto at large, you have these like meta games that exist for months on end. Right now, it's kind of like the meme coin meta, but within meme coins, you have like their own sub metas, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think memes are like going to be like a sort of temporary meta this cycle. Like I do think like it is going to just be memes for the whole cycle, because it's just one of those things that I think just is going to keep self-reinforcing and playing out. It's not going to be like a rotation to memes and then people are done with memes. I think it's just going to keep coming and going and coming and going, and they just attract people in a way that like DeFi doesn't. There's people who are just on TikTok and they see a meme and they do like a 10,000x, and then they tell all their friends and post about it, and all the normies come, and it's just not like that when you buy Aave.
I'm trying to think back to last cycle, and that was kind of like Doge's playground, and Shiba was like prominent in the last cycle. But I think that was true, right? Over the last cycle, the meme coins just kind of existed in the background the entire time. It wasn't like they had a prominence and then faded to the background, or right? It was like they kind of were always there.
Yeah, the memes were always there. I mean, like, people at the beginning of last cycle were sort of just like, well, is Doge gonna, wait, is Doge a thing? People, that was like a surprise thing. And when that happened, then, Shiba was kind of the thing. And then we had like these, we had a few memes for sure, but it was nothing like what we've got going on right now. Like, mainly because, don't worry about that. You're good.
Okay, sorry.
It's paused.
Oh.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, Eric's just trying to quality test the stream here. Yeah, like it's sort of like a test meme pump last cycle, but now we have like the infrastructure laid for like true meme degeneracy, mainly in that we have like all these like ultra low latency, super fast, super cheap chains to trade the memes on. And much like last cycle, there was a point in time where people were talking about NFTs and like, oh, these things aren't decentralized, man. Like, the art is just stored on like an AWS server or something.
Right.
And people were like, well, nobody cares. Like, we're just trading these things to get rich. Like, unless it's like some super rare piece of like historic NFT art or something, sure. But like, for the most part, they were just altcoins with pictures, and nobody wanted them to be like censorship resistance.
Okay, can I just tell you a quick story? Because just to let you know, like, our discourse here is very helpful, and it's not completely lost on me, even though I'm not playing in the meme space. I was just in Tulum with a group of guys for a bachelor party, and some of them are like high earners, right? And one of the guys is like a 7-digit salary earner guy, and I was talking about how the podcast is going, what we're talking about most recently, and it's like, well, it's mostly like just really far end of the risk curve stuff at this point. Like, the more redacted you go, the better. And I mentioned Doge to him just because it's like one that I knew he would recognize, and he's like, should I just put like an absurd amount of money in Doge? And I was like,
Yes.
Probably. And I'm wondering if Doge is that example of like one that you can like just kind of set for the cycle and forget, and it will just go back to its all-time high.
Yeah, like we've talked about this, how like there's like the sort of broader crypto set market segments exist within meme coins. Like you have like the Bitcoin of meme coins, you have the Ethereum and the Solana of meme coins, and then you have like the micro caps all the way at the other ends of meme coins. But the micro caps of meme coins are like far shittier than the micro caps of like crypto. Like, like even some of the worst projects in crypto have like some semblance of like there's like code. Somebody made like a website or something, like even if it's just very minimal and super scammy. Whereas right now people are legit just launching a token with like a picture, and the rate of go to zero is super high. Like it's probably well over 99%.
Totally, and the liquidity is so low too that like you can't even, if you wanted to like put a large amount of money in, you couldn't, like, because you would just move the market so much.
Yeah, but like it's not about that for like the. So you're saying like, well, I want to invest in memes, but like I don't have the time to do this. And at the other extreme of the, you know, the passive meme investor who just wants to buy like Doge or Shiba or maybe WIF or something like that and just hold it, right? There's the sort of meme day trader now, which is this entirely new class of like investor / speculator that never existed before. And now you can fire up your bonk bot on Solana and like the trending coins on Dex Screener, and you could literally just like ape, $5 or $10 into some of these like newly deployed coins, and like you hit like a 10,000x on them, right? There are people who are deploying like $10, $20 and making like tens of thousands of dollars, And this is obviously not the norm, right? This is similar to, people win money playing the lottery too. But I would argue that this is far more fair than the lottery. The rake is far, far less than the rake you pay on the lottery.
That's so true. That's so true. Like this actually gives people like a way better shot of kind of like making outsized returns, ridiculously outsized returns.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun. Like
it's just fun. Yeah. It's fun. And then it's also like just overwhelming. I don't know. It's a lot of things.
I think it's fun. Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, my meme port's doing pretty good. We've got a lot of bot in. Joe, this was the one I woke up and laughed at the most today.
Yeah, let's get into some picks.
Yeah, this is Chadimir Putney.
Chadimir. Amazing. So this is kind of like a meta game within the memes right now, is to just do like politicians' names all fucked up.
Yeah, this is definitely like a whole class of memes where they've just got the misspelled name and like the funny picture. And like this picture, like I just saw this and I just laughed.
Had to buy it.
So I haven't bought any yet actually, but like I have limit orders kind of in this zone here.
Oh my god!
Like I actually do TA these bad boys.
I can. I've been sitting across from you in enough of these episodes already to be like, oh yeah, that's a demand zone. Let's go.
Yeah, so I know I got some limits at like 0.045, and I below these lows here at 0.0279. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's funny to me. So this was definitely a lotto ticket for me, and I know some people in the Discord are in this, and hopefully they got in early. But yeah, Bowden is crushing. Like the Bowden thesis is playing out very well. The idea that we've got a Trump coin and it's got hundreds of millions of market cap when we need a Joe Biden meme, right? But it can't be serious because we hate Joe Biden in crypto.
Wait, hold on.
We hate the administration, and he himself is just such an unserious like human being at this point.
Wait, so hold on. Explain this to me again, because I actually like this. I think you might have made this up yesterday after we recorded Alfalfa, but I like this thesis on Joe Bowden. It's like, because Joe is too serious, so the meme...
Yeah, like you can have like a serious Trump meme because like he himself is sort of like a cool meme in a way. Like he's like the first meme president, and like he sort of has like cachet and like the sort of kind of 4chan-esque wing of
he's like,
overlap of crypto.
He's
Twitter.
already like the 4chan of presidents,
right? So but you can't have a meme of Joe Biden that's like a cool meme. Like you can't have like the MAGA version of like you can't just have Biden coin,
right?
Because like that doesn't resonate with people, because people think of Joe like falling down the stairs and banning crypto and stuff. So his meme had to be silly. So when this came out, I was like, oh, this is great. Like this is literally my thesis. I was like, this was I don't know, it was probably like 10 or 15 million market cap. I think I'm up like 10x on this. It's kind of beautiful. Now I'm like, why didn't I just put more in it?
Yeah. of course.
But yeah, this thing is on a tear. I mean, we are up 735% in the last day and a half or so.
What? In the last day and a half,
Yeah.
it's up 700%?
Do we have any enjoyers in the chat? By the way, we get a blank screen up here. Is that showing on the screen? I don't think the chat can see the charts. That's not good. God forbid we do this properly. The stream's gonna be tough to do without without charts.
Still delayed, so I can't even tell what's
Oh, it's not working. The
confirmed.
chat is just looking at a blank screen.
Unplug, replug.
Yeah. What's up?
Unplug.
Unplug, replug. Okay. Let's just reboot it. Doesn't look like it's working, sir. Hmm.
Is it a Streamlabs issue? Because
I don't. Oh wait. There it is. I think we're good now. I think we've got it.
come on, unplug, replug. Did it work?
Unplug, plug back in. Anyway,
God, that's incredible.
I hope you guys can see this beautiful bottom chart now. It is a sight to behold.
Yeah, there's your 700% in a day.
We got it. We are so back.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Like, I think there will be plays like this that you actually can just kind of ride the whole cycle. And if you find these sort of diamonds in the rough, it's going to be really interesting to watch them play out. I mean, even like the primo stuff, like your whiff, your grade A.
That's a blue chip. That's like a Bitcoin or
That
an
is
ETH or a Solana.
that is the primo Solana meme, and this thing is just sending. I bought some at $1.80 and then I sold it at like $2.20 because I'm a trader, and then it just ripped my face off.
Hold on. You have a thesis on this that you're going to get another chance to re-enter low.
Yeah, I really think I'm gonna get. I mean, I thought I was going to get to buy, again somewhere down here, like in the 150, 140 range.
I think that time has come and gone. Huh?
I don't know. Every time I say that in crypto, I am unfortunately surprised at the downside usually.
But is it safe to say that you would be buying the shit out of that level?
Yeah. So I have this generalized plan in crypto right now where I don't know. The market it's very sketch right now to me. I know everybody is sitting here saying like, okay, Bitcoin just ran through all-time highs, and whenever Bitcoin runs through all-time highs, it just keeps going, and then everything just massively supermoons, and like we all go to Valhalla, and altcoins run, and everything is super sick. But
Is that okay?
did it die again?
What the?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on there. I mean, it seems okay there.
Okay.
Go back to me. I don't know. I think it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I feel a little like we have a sample size of like 2,
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened twice, so it's definitely going to happen this time. I mean, if you look at just the market in general, right, and just some objective measures of froth that you might, think of, you've got like funding rates are insane. Like even after the dump today, I think you're still paying like 60% to long Bitcoin.
That's insane.
Yeah, I've been paying like 100% to long Pepe.
Hold on. So every time funding goes to this level, it feels like that is your kind of signal that it's like a little overheated. No?
It's definitely like a red flag, right? And it's not just like funding. Like one of the strangest things right now is that like the CME futures price of Bitcoin is so much higher than like IBIT. it makes no sense because you would. I think there's like a 20%.
No.
Yeah, like a 20% annualized diff there, and it's like how we're so degenerate that there's not enough capital to come in and arb like the futures. It's super nuts. So stuff is really hot. Like we are holding above the 60K all-time high for now, and like I definitely don't want to short a market like this because it's just like any time like another god candle comes in and rips your face off. Like that's not really the play. I have hedged a little bit. Like I have maybe like 10% of my portfolio hedged right now.
It seems like
baby.
It seems like a reasonable time to
Very
take
baby.
off your leverage that you're paying 100% on.
Leverage is very poor risk reward right now. Like
Yeah.
I actually closed out a lot of my levered long. Unfortunately, I was levered long Solana and closed it out at 144 after I bought the 132 dip or something the other day.
Damn, and that just
And that
mooned
was,
up.
yeah, that's just ripping my face off today. So, but like, I don't know. Like, it's very hard to catch like the Pico top of like a nuke. We haven't had a significant nuke yet. I'm like definitely watching this 64K area on Bitcoin here. I don't know. Like, I just look at the chart and we've got all of this low resistance liquidity, just like all these higher lows, this trend line liquidity. This stuff in bull markets just all the time gets kind of like yoinked like very quickly.
Sweep the leg.
So I'd be very interested in something like this happening. Like this wouldn't be like the dump. Like this would be like a 15% kind of hopefully mini wipe. And then maybe we go higher into the 80s or something. But like eventually there's like some 30% dump coming. Ooh. And I really want to be positioned with cash for when that happens. And like I want to go full retard on that dump.
So
That's
what about
where I want it.
What about the 64K dump? That's going to be pretty compelling too. Like I'm ready to ape the shit out of that.
I'm gonna buy stuff on this dump, right? Like so, like whiff was definitely one of the things I had on my bingo card to buy during this dump, and I was actually surprised it didn't dump more when the other day, and then I kind of got caught, not actually holding on to any of it, and it kind of ran away from me. Yeah, I haven't decided if I'm just gonna bid Bitcoin here, or kind of like. The other thing that's a possibility here is like at some point we could get this kind of flush Bitcoin sort of bottoms, but then it just kind of ranges. Maybe like we flush here to 64, we kind of pop back above 70 and then go sideways for a bit. And then like alts like Mega Moon. So it'd be kind of frustrating to like long Bitcoin 64 and then it kind of goes to 70 and then like Solana 2X's.
Right.
That's like another possibility here, so I wouldn't feel comfortable like going like maximum ape on like this kind of dump because like.
So hold on, like, because like this is all very interesting to me, but how about we just had this massive upgrade on the Ethereum network and we have been talking for a long time about like high beta ETH plays. Like, is that something that would be on your radar? Like a L2 play on ETH? Like, do you feel like ETH based things would be something that you'd be interested in buying on a pullback to 64K Bitcoin?
I've been trying to long OP and quite frankly continuously getting stopped out, and the market does not like ETH and ETH beta at the moment. I do think that like we are sort of bottoming there. Like I think if you chart like OP, ARB, stuff like that versus ETH, but even more interesting, like if you kind of combine OP, ARB, Lido, like kind of group those all into like one sort of market cap over like ETH market cap, that ratio is actually pretty interesting, and it looks maybe I can do it.
Maybe
right
you pull
now.
it up.
I don't know. It might be. Where's my OP market cap? It's kind of something I should have done in advance.
It's all right. We'll do it live, baby.
Yeah, I don't know where the market cap thing is on here. It's like kind of there we go. So you go OP. No, we're not doing this right. So OP plus RB. You know, I don't want to do this. I'm train wrecking the stream. Here, I'll just
It's
pull
okay.
up the OP ETH and we'll use that as a proxy. But yeah, you had this mega pump. Everybody kind of got ahead of this, and then like to me, this just looks like a giant kind of bull flag. You know, you big move, and then this kind of you gently fall back down here. But yeah, we're kind of in like a monthly fair value gap. So I think anywhere in here we could reverse and go vertical. But like the OP USD chart is not looking like amazing. I was really hoping that we would kind of bounce. We had like a kind of like a daily fair value gap here, and I was really hoping that when you have like a really strong trend, you are often kind of like longing on a move into like a daily gap like this. And then these gaps, usually if the trend is strong, just like immediately propel you further. But when it like kind of lets you get in, it's kind of a worrisome situation. There's a daily order block here. You know, mid range is like about 393 or so. Could get a reversal from that level, but like I'm looking at this chart, and I'm just looking at the Solana ecosystem, and I'm like, okay, like I've got ETH, right? I have like a long-term thesis on ETH. There's going to be an ETF. Like I'm okay waiting like even like a year for it. It is what it is. But like my non-ETH funds, like I kind of want to just buy the shit that's going to go up the most, which is why I've been playing around in so many meme coins. Why I've been like rotating a lot of funds to Solana. Like, so here's the OP chart, but then you look at something like, you know, Solana looks like amazing. Like Solana is just so strong right now. Like which chart do you want to buy? Like you just don't have to be a freaking rocket scientist. You don't have to be like a master technician to say like this chart is absolutely bullish as fuck, right?
Can you do do one of your classic zoom outs to see maybe like high time frame range targets on
I mean,
Solana?
Sol's going for all-time highs. Like this is just it's going for all-time highs. Like it's very obvious. Like that's where we're going. And then after we get that, we're probably going higher. I don't know the exact time frame on stuff that's happened, but like that is like an insane amount of like bullish monthly chart momentum, right? It's a very high time frame momentum, and like it's like Solana is on fire right now. Like it's just like absolutely on fire. It's like undeniable. Like when I'm using crypto, like I'm spending 90% of my time on Solana because like I'm trading all these meme coins. I'm doing like Solana investing. You know, like I was checking my wormhole airdrop the other day. But by the way, wormhole airdrop is looking insane.
So you, yeah, I probably need to check those too.
If you have like I have wallets where they're airdropping like $10,000 of tokens, not just to the Ethereum wallet, but also to the Solana wallet it bridged to. So like if you bridged like a ton of volume on like 3 different wallets to 3 different like Solana addresses, you could end up with like $60,000 in like airdrop like that, because like the wormhole token is trading in like pre-market. Like I saw it like $1.70 or something.
Okay, so I probably have a lot of that too.
Yeah, I would check that. Like
so hold on, like on something like this though, this Sol chart looks also ripe to pull back. If Bitcoin goes 64K, would this thing just get? There's so many gaps in here too. Like, would that be something that you would look for? Or
I mean, I would like to buy more Sol at particular levels if I get it. It's kind of hard to see that on a monthly chart because it's just straight up. You know, on like a weekly chart, you can kind of identify some zones. Like anything you get like sub like 125 again would be like probably like a gift. Does it go that low? Yeah, it's totally possible. Like if Bitcoin rips negative 35, like Solana can go negative 35. Like it's totally doable. Like a more realistic target might be like 142 or so, because that's sort of like the top of this range that we just exited.
yeah,
So I could see that kind of retest being like a decent spot to buy. So I might like mark that on my chart and then pop into the daily and see, and you could see like there is some consolidation there that kind of gave this move up. So you could maybe see a retrace there, look for a setup, and go long. But yeah, it's it's bullish as fuck. I think the better play, if you've kind of been missing Solana, is to maybe start looking to, like, I think Jupiter, for example, is like a really interesting play. Like if you aren't long Sol and you're just like, I need to catch up and YOLO into something that's like really high beta. I mean, Jupiter looks really good. Jupiter is the aggregator on Sol. It's like an amazing app. We talk about it a lot. DCA your meme coins, like all sorts of lovely stuff. Like I use it a lot. Like a lot of people who use Solana interact with this. It's just a very sort of like left curve play.
I sort of like this one kind of speaks to me because it feels like one of those that I can kind of set and forget. I can be the casino. Everybody is buying all their shit coins through Jupiter. This really kind of speaks to my style.
Yeah. I mean, it is a hell of a chart. I actually tried to hop on board today and got stopped out like a donkey, and now it's just going up. But you know, I was trying to not trade all day because I was prepping for this pod and everything, and like I'm already in a bunch of other positions. But yeah, I would like to get into Jupiter. Jupiter is like one of those coins where like if we have like a big nuke, it's kind of like very high on my list of stuff to pile into, because like you got to kind of think like, what do I want to be into for that like final like max stupid kind of rally. And then after things get like really, really dumb, like one of the big mistakes I made last cycle was that I was in so much shit when like things started to hit the fan that it was very difficult for me to like manage my risk, to sell stuff, to hedge positions. I had all these tokens and all these chains, all these shit coins. It was like a nightmare. And I really wish that I didn't like exit the cycle, but I just consolidated stuff like back to ETH, like a lot of it. Like maybe like almost all of it, like after you kind of print these like huge gains, because like if you're all in ETH, it's so easy to hedge. Like you just pop, even if you're not in an exchange, you just pop over to GMX or DYDX and you just, you know, slide the leverage bar over and you can go delta neutral and, you know, collect your 60% funding. And then if the market nukes, you're chill. But like when like 80% of your portfolio is in 35 meme coins and shit coins and all these chains, it's like what do you do? It's kind of brutal. So like yeah, I want to catch like one really solid wave from like our first dip on those things. Like mentally in my head, it might be like Q2, Q3 of this year. Like I can see that kind of playing out. I think, and let me know what you think of this, but like we're in this like spot right now where like yeah, these flows into the BTC ETF are enormous, right? We had 1 billion yesterday or the day before, like just massive flows. I did think it was interesting that like we didn't put in like a higher high on that, so like maybe red flag kind of warning signal there. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But like there's going to be a point in time where these flows, I think they stop or they tone down, because you know I heard people saying that like we're only like at like 10 or 20% of the capacity in terms of like the infrastructure that's set up with like all these wealth advisors and whatnot to funnel all of that systematic money into Bitcoin and just be buying it like every week, like people buy the S&P, right? So the market might be like a little ahead of that, right? Like I saw some people saying by the end of the year, like we're going to be like 80% there, and that's going to be chill because by the end of the year, yeah, we'll have this structure set in place to just keep DCAing Bitcoin and just put this perpetual bid under the market. But if we run up to like 95K or something in Q2 and only like 30% of that infrastructure is in place and those flows like aren't sustainable yet, you could have this kind of like Wile E. Coyote over the cliff moment, rug, and then like this thing could go down like really, 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 really fast and like kind of shock people. It does it like every single time, and it's going to 100% do it again.
So I can give some insight into this that I think is pretty alpha rich. But so with the clients who I manage money for, so I run an RIA and we manage separately managed accounts. So each client has an individual account, which is different from like a fund, which is like a pooled vehicle. Mm-hmm. So with each individual client account, every client will have like certain trading permissions and approvals to be able to trade certain securities. And the way that IBIT or like these Bitcoin ETFs are set up can be different for each brokerage house. Like, so for Interactive Brokers, that's who we use. Like, IBIT is set up as a complex exchange traded product. That's the approval you need to trade IBIT, which is different than like a crypto approval, which is different from like ETHE, for instance, is set up as a penny stock approval. So like some clients don't have the approvals to do this stuff. So I'm like, as an advisor, sometimes I don't want to bother a client over something that's like kind of not necessarily meaningful for them. Like a lot of times they hire me just to like not be bothered, essentially. Just like, don't bother me, make the money go higher. So instead of buying IBIT, I would buy MSTR because that's just a stock and they're already approved for trading stocks. So it's like a proxy trade. And I think you're right. This is a long-winded way of saying I think you're right, where it's like, I think there's still quite a long runway for like TradFi advisors to actually start allocating to this stuff. And then I would actually follow up with a question to you. It's like a lot of the meme coins and things that we're talking about are actually like on-chain money, right? Like I'm wondering how like the ETF inflows actually impact on-chain money, because we previously, like all through the bear market, we were looking at stuff like the stablecoin market cap against crypto total market cap, and I'm wondering if those are still meaningful in your mind, because right now, like we have all this, like we have Bitcoin market cap going much higher, but maybe stablecoin market cap is not, maybe on-chain money is not following suit.
Well, the stablecoin market cap is going higher, substantially higher, and you're starting to see a lot of money flow into DeFi again, actually. I think one of the interesting trades people can look into taking right now is like actually the DeFi trade. It's been like a hated trade for years, right? It's just been awful. But like if you pop into Aave now, like I bet you could just put in stable coins and collect like 22% just parking stable coins there, right? So when you have all these degens going levered long, right, it basically creates this shortage of like collateral to go along with like stable coins, right? And then the interest rates just go to the moon. And then so what happens is people start piling into these protocols with stable coins to collect that yield. And if there's not enough stable coins in the system, like those numbers tick up into the 30s, then suddenly you have people in TradFi, what happened last cycle, they're going to be like, all right, 30% is pretty good. I could get out of the
capitulate and go on chain.
30% in like Aave is pretty good. So that sucks capital from TradFi into DeFi. And then when you have all this capital pouring into like something like Aave, right? Well, Aave is making way more fees now. Aave, like a lot of these charts look really, really good, right? So if you pull up, like obviously we've talked about Uniswap on this program a lot, but like, Aave chart is pretty spicy. Looks great. I think all of these charts, like you can just, if you're like a rotator, right? Like you can just like pull up the same pattern on so many charts, be like, okay, this thing's got momentum. It's going for this like monthly high now.
God, you bring up such a good point, because I think if we're lagging still on like TradFi's ability to buy Bitcoin, like we're definitely lagging on the TradFi conversion to like on-chain money. Like that will always lag, and I think we're probably still very early innings on that.
Yeah, I think we have like a really good setup right now for like a double dip cycle at a minimum, like where we have maybe something really nasty like a 50% correction, but it's like not over, because everybody is getting levered to the tits and getting very ahead of all this, and I could kind of see like I said before, as just getting a little ahead of ourselves. And then I don't know if the catalyst is like an ETH ETF denial or some confluence of stuff that like we can't predict right now, but eventually that bubble pops, and then crypto is weird, man. You think everything's fine, and then you pull like you knock over one domino, and then suddenly this whole cascade of stuff happens, and everybody gets liquidated, and then people start falling out of ETFs, and then all the reflexivity hits to the downside, and I don't know. Like I just know that we're not out of the woods, and it's just not going to go up only, and everybody's just going to get stupid rich without it having to undergo any sort of pain.
Right.
This just never happens. And people are very obviously, chasing stuff right now. A lot of people were not allocated at the bottom. A lot of PTSD, major PTSD from last cycle. Like people were literally posting in group chats about how crypto is actually. You saw those like group chats going around with like like Kobe and like Avi Feldman and shit, and they're just like, yeah, I think it might be done. People actually thought it was like done. So a lot of people
dead
allocate. Yeah, like dead for good. Like pack up your bags, go home. And now people are playing catch up. That's why like the leverage is going crazy. Funding rates through the roof. Like stablecoin yields are so high. Like these are all memes are going crazy. A lot of like red flags. Like there's definitely red flags.
Yeah.
But to play devil's advocate to that, like if you look at trends of like markers of retail, like the Coinbase App Store, still very, very low. Like YouTube subscribers and like social metrics starting to rise, but like still very, very low from like, absolute peak levels like last time. So totally room to run, which is why I think like if we get nuked, it's sort of like an opportunity because all this is still in front of us.
Yeah, it kind of makes you think, or makes me think that the inevitable drawdown that you're talking about, the 30% drawdown, which doesn't mean game over. It's like that's probably still a ways away, is what I would presume.
Yeah, I think perma game over is a ways away. Like I would guess we go through 2025, because I think as soon as stuff maybe starts getting a little long in the tooth, right, you're going to have like all of the infrastructure set up for the BTC flows. And then like an ETH ETF comes, like maybe that doesn't come till next year, but it does come till next year. And there's no way in hell that like an ETH ETF is going to mark like the top of the market. Like that's just going to be like another kick to get things going. So I can see this going for a while, fortunately, but it is getting to the point where like I am going to want to start going back and forth between like large piles of cash reserves because it could just be like a bumpy ride for sure. And you want to make sure you've got like your list of altcoins, all the stuff you missed, like have it ready to go. Just look at the chart, look at all where, think about where you would put a stop loss, right? And that's probably where the market's going to go through. And you can just imagine where your stop losses are and just bid there.
Man, this Dino DeFi is actually pretty compelling when you frame it like that. I've always been a believer in projects that make money, and this Dino DeFi stuff.
Yeah, I mean the Maker chart's even stronger than Aave. I mean Maker, I think just voted to increase the rate on their vaults. Like I was in like an ETH levered vault paying like 3.5 or 4% or something, which is basically free money because it's an ST ETH vault.
Yeah,
STETH, whatever you want to call it. So it was kind of amazing. It was like free levered ETH. One of the most like underrated plays. ETH has kind of sucked, so I guess you could have just bought Solana. So maybe not that underrated, but now I think it's like 17-18% or something like that. So
that's what you're paying.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I've turned I turned off leverage on that vault. I had a levered BTC vault. Turned that off. You can bid on those vaults. It's pretty cool. Like you can actually bid like levels to go.
Like I will borrow at this rate.
Or like no, I want to lever up at this price. Like you can actually automate that in the vault. So it's kind of sick cool. For you long term primo coin hodlers and degens out there. But that's kind of like definitely a little more of like a whale play, I guess. You see a lot of guys with just the massive stacks of ETH, just levered ETH vault on Maker. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
What would it be like to have 300 million in ETH and just like lever it?
That's a fun game though. I like that game a lot.
Like every day you wake up, you're like, all right, I'm up $30 million today. I'm down 50 million. What a rush. What a time to be alive. Anyway, I want to pivot back a little bit to MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor.
Yeah.
He's been chatting very hard, obviously. Up big money now.
This is his moment.
Market bought another 800 million the other day. Called everybody poor on TV for holding dollars.
Right.
And the MicroStrategy chart itself is just like really something to behold. Where is this bad boy? MSTR. Boom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so here's something we definitely did not get right, because this thing just went parabolic.
Dude,
it did the very obvious of the very opposite. Like, somebody needs to check on Hal Press, by the way. Do you remember Hal?
Well, Hal had the same take that I had. I thought that this would underperform Bitcoin. I thought it would be a clear short MSTR by Bitcoin. I think Hal and I had the same thesis. I just didn't
You
do
think
it.
Hal's just broke? Like, he basically faded the whole rally at the end of last year. He's got all these tweets in November being like, "I'm out, it's a little long," and then comes with the we're shorting all the. To be fair, miners I think have underperformed, but like if you had any allocation to coin, and especially MicroStrategy, you probably got just nuked out of the water.
Okay, yeah, that was his take. It was like the crypto adjacent stocks.
It was a weird trade. It was like long BTC, short BTC kind of stocks spread trade.
Yeah.
And like I remember you being like, just go long Bitcoin.
Yeah. Like why? Yeah, why complicate it? Just go long Bitcoin.
Definitely this is fancy play syndrome, especially in retrospect.
But goddamn, the answer was always just long MSTR calls.
I still have the magnet on this chart that I put in over the summer at 522. A magnet. We got to readjust that magnet. There we go. Let's just put it up there.
Yeah, you win.
Bro, this magnet, no, that's not enough. This magnet needs to be up here.
Okay, so can we talk about this magnet a little bit and like why it's doing that? And what's the longevity on this play, you think?
So Saylor right now is basically, so MicroStrategy has like an insane short float. I think I saw it was like 20% or something, and then I saw it today. Andrew Kang posted that a fund blew out $1 billion today on the MicroStrategy BTC spread trade, and that's not surprising to me because I was I was writing some options at one point during the day, and like BTC was cratering, and like MicroStrategy was just going up rising, or kind of like staying, and I was like, curious, but it makes sense. Like if somebody's just getting nuked out of their shorts and becoming like forced buyers of this thing. But basically, Saylor is just like it's so brilliant because these shorts are getting like squeezed out. It's like increasing the premium right over MicroStrategy, and then he's just turning that premium back into more Bitcoin. So he's just like recycling the tiers of shorters into like Bitcoin,
and that more Bitcoin that he adds to MicroStrategy balance sheet makes MicroStrategy more valuable, which increases the share price of MicroStrategy.
Yeah, it's reflexivity.
It's full reflexivity
at its finest right now. So yeah, I don't know how much of short interest has been blown out on this thing, or like how long that's gonna go. But what a freaking chart, dude! Like just unbelievable. This was February, right? We were at 456 in February. We are up like 300% since then.
That's in a month.
It's like unbelievable.
That's in a month.
What?
And like when I think about how long this can last, like I think, I don't know if this is for certain, but I think he's doing an additional 500 mil this weekend. Convertible debt.
He's nuts. He will just buy all of the Bitcoin as long as people, like if you just keep giving him money to buy Bitcoin, I think he won't stop until he has like all of the Bitcoin.
Okay, so hold on too. When he issued the convertible notes initially, they were like, I think MicroStrategy was at $1,000, and it was like a call price of like $1,500. It was like a 50% premium on that conversion, and we're already there. So like for MicroStrategy, they're actually kind of breaking even on that now, because all that debt gets converted into shares. So it's like dilution.
Yeah.
But he'll just run the playbook again and again and again. So the way that I'm playing it, because like I can't just idly sit by and not make any money off MicroStrategy. I'm selling puts. I told you off air, I'm selling puts just to make some income on it. And the put premiums are very high.
Yeah, I saw implied vol today. It was like 168%.
Yeah, that's very high.
Insane. Like you actually like what I've been saying in my head is like, God, like, should I like, I have all this Bitcoin in my brokerage account and I don't want to sell it because I'm going to have to realize short-term gains because I haven't really held it a year because I kind of loaded up on it over the summer dip, like in August. But like, I can't do anything with it. And I'm like, man, if I had MicroStrategy, like I could be yielding like 100% a year, writing like options that are like 2 standard deviations out of the money on the week, and either just pocketing that money and like using it to pay my mortgage or something, or just
buy more
going
Bitcoin.
Mega Chat and just buying.
You're Michael Saylor now.
It's such a funny trade, and like and the downside, of course, is that the stock does rip 60% in a week, and you get it all called away from you. But then you're just kind of like, do I care?
Yeah, you make.
I care?
That,
like,
you make 60% in
there's
a
also
week
just
period.
a good chance that you get a dip and you could just rebuy back in, right? Like it's
Totally.
a very interesting time to be to be investing right now. Like this isn't like a normal thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something I gotta think about. But yeah, like there's this question of like, do I buy Bitcoin? Do I buy MicroStrategy? Do I buy Solana? Do I buy like Solana ecosystem? Do I buy memes? There's this idea that we were kicking around of the theme of like buying the small cap stuff in like the larger cap sector or theme that's like already working, right? So like one thing to kind of look at immediately that we've been talking about, like we're really bullish coin, obviously. Coin's been ripping. But we've also been talking about Hood. We've been talking about Hood for a while, how this thing is going to, potentially be a catch-up trade. Like we kind of pitched this as the, you missed coin, you could still get Hood. And like Hood has started moving. Like we are up a smooth 81% in the last few weeks, $18 now on Hood. Looks like it kind of wants to keep going. And the real interesting thing is like if you do a ratio, so you do the Hood coin ratio. We love our ratios here. This looks pretty interesting to me. So either this thing just basically doesn't bottom here and just bleeds to death forever versus coin, which is a possibility. But this is also kind of like the point of maximum opportunity if you wanted to like make a rotation play or make like a relative valuation kind of play, because we bottomed in terms of this ratio. And to give you an idea of like this is 216% versus coin.
Oh my god.
To the top, right? So like coin rips like 200%. That would be like a 400% rip on Hood.
Oh my god.
It's a interesting idea. I mean, how are you feeling about Hood? How are you feeling about this idea in general of just buying the small stuff?
Yeah. So I think this for me is becoming like a whole like portfolio wide theme where I'm looking for these types of trades, and it's not just because of the catch up component, but it's also like what we just talked about with MicroStrategy. In terms of execution, like how you do this matters. So like what I want is to get so many freaking shares of these things that can go much higher, and I'll do that in like by buying just a lot of common stock, but also by buying like leap calls that hopefully go deep in the money, so that I can sell this premium that we just saw on MicroStrategy. This to me is the game. Like what I want to find are opportunities where you can get deep in the money options and sell premium against those to yield the 100% APY on 2 standard deviations out of the money. I think Hood is a perfect example of one that could hit. And I'm looking at a couple others too, but they typically fall underneath this like genre of like a much smaller version of something that's working. So like another example of one I'm looking at is Lyft. Lyft is a new one for the pod.
Lyft versus Uber. Okay.
Yeah, Lyft versus Uber. Like just in terms of market cap, let me just say, just in terms of market cap.
Damn, I actually haven't looked at an Uber chart. It is
Dude,
Up only.
yeah, sometimes I'll use like a
Well, from the bottom.
yeah, from the bottom.
Quite
But
up.
sometimes I'll use a stock screener just to see like what are the best performing stocks this year or like the last 12 months, and Uber popped up there.
Yeah,
and
Uber's up like as much as Ethereum.
yeah, Uber's killing. And this market cap on Uber is like damn near $200 billion now. And Lyft's market cap is $6 billion. There's so much catch up to be made in Lyft relative to Uber on something that I deem kind of like a commodity. And
Interesting chart. You definitely got this is definitely a rounded bottom.
what does that mean?
It's a rounded bottom if I've ever seen it. Rounded bottoms are sick because it shows this kind of slow, long, gradual accumulation where initially you have this steep momentum to the downside and you make substantially lower lows, right? But then the lows get like less steep and less steep and less steep because like buyers are starting to step in. Eventually there's like an equilibrium there, and then you have like more buy pressure than sell pressure, resulting in these kind of gradual higher highs, and they tend to be more sustainable than like a really sharp bottom, because like a sharp bottom, the market often will kind of rally but then go back and make a huge dip to correct, whereas you have a long rounded bottom, there's like a much higher chance that when this thing kind of breaks out, like it actually has the legs to go. So super interesting chart, because like, yeah, you can really put this trade on with like pretty limited risk. Like even if you're being super conservative and going under this low here, like even if you're just sort of targeting, I don't know, like let's say you're not even targeting the high, like this is still like a 3.5 to 1 trade to go to like 45. This is probably like 4 to 1 to, it's about 4 to 1 to $50 on Lyft. And I'm curious what the Lyft Uber chart looks like. I love charting random things against each other. That's Lyft Uber. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like it's kind of forming like a consolidation, almost round. Yeah, there's basically like a little rounded bottom here too. You're just like, whoop. So, do you like to play this just like straight long Lyft, or is there like an interesting play to be had here where you're kind of like going sort of short Uber, long Lyft in a particular way and playing that spread?
No, it's basically just long Lyft, and the way I'm doing it is like I have my entry on Lyft already, and I'm selling out of the money puts just to get cheaper Lyft if it comes to me. But yeah, I'm buying leap calls on Lyft, and I'm buying them in the money. But I'm also like, it's to each their own. You know, if you want like, if you want to go more YOLO, then you'd buy like a $20 strike or something. I don't even know what Lyft's trading at anymore, but I was buying it down near like $12 or something.
$17.80. It's up quite a bit in after hours, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, I was buying it lower, and now I think I would probably buy like the $12 strike and just ride a bunch of leaps on it, and then there's no like premium right now on Lyft because it's like low vol, right? You see this thing, it's kind of just like bottoming.
Yeah.
But if it does pump, which I'm hoping it does, then I think you'll get that same style that we saw on like Coinbase and MicroStrategy, where you can like sell your premium into that pump.
So this is like a similar thing that we're sort of asking right now in terms of like, do I buy ETH or do I buy Optimism, or do I buy ETH or do I buy like Pendle? You know, just go like way out there on the beta. It's a little trickier in ETH, right? Because it's not like, oh, if I buy Uber instead of Lyft, like I'm gonna have all of this like yield and like I'm gonna get airdropped to new stocks and stuff like that. So and then like also like Uber and Lyft both for your purposes like have liquidity and the ability to hedge, whereas like if your balls along like something like Pendle versus like ETH, like it might be harder to get out of that position to hedge it. So there's all this other stuff you have to think about in Ethereum. And like I'm not as like keen on chasing like Ethereum beta. Like I definitely have some and I want exposure to it. But in my mind, I'm splitting the crypto market itself into like my kind of Bitcoin, ETH, and then like my full stupid kind of small cap stuff. So I'm not necessarily thinking I have to do it within ETH itself, although I am still eyeing that kind of L2 to ETH ratio, because I think it's like a key metric, and it will rip like very hard. Like OP especially like makes you want to kill yourself, and then it like God candles. It's like kind of So kind of like Dogecoin in that regard.
Do you ever think like, and this is gonna sound stupid probably, but do you ever think just like why ETH back at all and just like have the full stupid, which is like dog with hat, and then have layer 2 stuff?
Yeah, well, in my trading account, I own 0 Ethereum.
Yeah.
Like my trading account right now, I think I'm long Dogecoin, I'm long WIF, I'm long Pepe, I'm long Aptos, I'm long OP, I'm long I'm long a gaming coin called Portal that I want to talk about a little bit. I'm long Tia, I'm long Injected. Like I'm long all of this kind of longer tail kind of stupider shit, right? Like I don't want like my trading account is not there like so I can go in and out of this kind of like safer thing that I already own and like kind of like my longer term investment place. So I'm already kind of bifurcating my accounts in that way. And I think it's good to do because it lets you avoid like sell like if you split your accounts between your like theses, right? Like I have like a trading thesis and then I have like an investment thesis, right? It like allows you to not do something stupid with your longer term bags because you're getting impatient or something.
Can I ask you a little bit more about that that longer term bag, right? You have like the ETH or something, and I'm wondering if it costs so much to borrow staked ETH on Aave now, are you getting paid like similarly on lending?
It doesn't cost a lot to borrow staked ETH because people aren't really borrowing. People are borrowing ETH because there's a trade where you can borrow ETH and stake it and then arb that. So yeah, there is a yield for ETH by itself, kind of unstaked. It's less than the staking yield as it should be in like a rational market.
Yeah. So like, I guess the question I'm asking is like, what's like there's no better way to just hold your long spot bag than probably just staked ETH. Is that like the best?
Yeah, like risk aside, and there probably is some risk in holding like everything in staked ETH, but like people do it. That's just the way to go. And then like I still think like it might be a little late in the cycle for this, but like if we get a big dip, like this could be a viable strategy. But like using like staked ETH, like maker vaults, right, to just go baby leverage on your ETH stack, right? Because then you feel like in your brain, like I get a little bit of the degeneracy, but like I'm not putting on like 2x leverage or something to the point where I'm gonna like blow up. Like it might be like 10 or 20 if you feeling pretty spicy. But that's like a lot because you're compounding that quite a quite a bit.
So just to be clear, that means you deposit your ETH into a maker vault, borrow against it, and buy more ETH.
Yeah.
I think that probably makes a lot of sense.
Like that's like an interesting play. Like, look, I believe in ETH. I know it's a little slower moving, but I'm just gonna juice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you obviously can fuck yourself pretty hard, like if you misuse leverage. But like I don't know. I use leverage all the time. Like you can learn how to use leverage responsibly. You can manage risk in a particular way, for sure. But like I don't know. Like I probably shouldn't even be saying this because the reality is like most of the people listening to this, like the vast majority will probably just blow themselves up.
You're giving a child a gun. Like, here you go, have fun.
Yeah, it is kind of actually what I'm doing. So maybe just ignore everything I said and like but it's like it's kind of like a whale play anyway. Like if you're like a smaller player, right? You probably do want to be playing around just in like high beta stuff like meme coins and kind of like this longer tail of like Solana assets or whatever ecosystem. Because that's like an interesting rotation too. Like you start getting like Matic is catching a bid right now. AVAX is catching a bid. Like people are starting to funnel into these kind of like mid cap majors. Maybe those are even larger than mid caps. They're pretty large cap. Yeah. But then like that's the same question. Do I buy AVAX or do I buy like Cockinu? Right. Do I buy Matic or like I don't even know what an app on Matic is right now. But I think like the AVAX play is interesting. Like, do you buy AVAX or do you buy like the big meme on AVAX?
Well, yeah, I think maybe AVAX could be comparable to like a Sol play. Like, should I buy Sol or should I buy AVAX? Because smaller market cap.
I'm actually curious are you familiar with COQ? Yeah, Cockinu.
What is that on AVAX?
Very, very clever. Yes, it's an AVAX meme.
Okay, yeah.
But I've never actually charted it versus AVAX. I'm curious what it looks like. Okay. Well, not a lot of data, but it's quite up and to the right.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but this like makes sense. This is actually a really interesting spot for this coin. I know somebody asked me to chart this in the Discord because these are the. Can you chart cock in you? Sure.
yeah. Well,
This is like a really interesting spot because I don't know. This is what we like to see, like a huge pump and then a gentle little kind of like bull flag retrace into a zone here, right? So
this is the time.
oh man, I might be time to add some cock to my portfolio.
So hold on, just because I'm fucking geriatric.
Chad, how many of you out there own cock?
So you would go to AVAX, you'd go on Trader Joe, and you would buy this cock meme coin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I actually have like a spot wallet where I actually do have some AVAX in a spot wallet. I'm like mostly just kind of perps trading it, but like I'm actually wondering like, yeah, like should I maybe I should just YOLO the whole thing into cock.
Yeah.
It's probably better because like I'm not trying to hold AVAX for like 5 years anyway. Like I'm just rotating. I'm
Right.
a rotator. Right?
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sure I have money over there too that I just forgot about.
All right, so Cox to AVAX play.
I like that.
We got a good shout out from Ali is just continuing to drop fire in the chat. He said, check out Arrow for a base play, and there's not a lot you could buy on. There's not like a base token.
Right.
We've talked about Toshi, which has been doing pretty well. We got Mochi, which I don't think we've talked about, but Arrow is really interesting. This is the aerodrome. Ooh, yeah, that's a good chart. Oh my God. Oh, I missed this.
Well, last time Ali,
I shouldn't have looked at this chart.
the last time Ali dropped a token in the chat, it went up like 100% in the following week. So
Yeah, he's the last like 3 times.
yeah, Ali's on fire.
Wow, man, I missed this one. Look at that base, and then just so basically the end of February, this thing just went nuclear. It went up. We're up 600% in the month of March, basically. And this is a good looking chart. So this could be like this is an interesting play to. I don't know, like my problem is just like the market is not liking the L2 narrative at the moment. So I'm like wondering to what extent I should be positioning for it. Although like the base stuff has done well, like the base memes have done well. Aerodrome is doing well. But yeah, it's like frustrating when you get something like this is also very like recency bias. Like OP also it just turbo candled like 3 weeks ago. 2
Yeah.
weeks, not even. It was probably like a week ago.
It's up like 70%.
So it's fine, but the market in general, like, it just cares about Solana right now. Like we had the Cancun yesterday, and the blobs are not making the coins go higher. ETH has been down, ARB has been down, OP has been down. Solana today is just undeniable strength. I mean, we're up 7% at one point today in a day where Bitcoin dumped.
God damn.
You know, so it's just like, do you want to fight the market? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you a trader? If you're a trader, you have to separate that from your ideology. Like, you just have to be like, okay, the market is telling me this sector's strong, and I have to jump on and I have to play these coins. It's a lot easier to do if you're on an exchange and you can just kind of YOLO perps or even spot buys and quickly get in and out of stuff. It's a lot harder when you are kind of like a spot holder on multiple chains.
Dude, to bridge and to maneuver is so
like you're
such
in
a
like
pain in the
optimism,
ass.
and then you're like, actually, I need to increase my avalanche, my cock allocation, but like all your money is like you don't have any money there, and then you got to sell some tokens on ARB and
Such a
bridge.
pain.
It's horrific, and it a lot easier to do this on like Solana because everything's just in like one place, you know. But like ETH, you're like, where is this? Is it on mainnet? Is it on ARB? Is it on Base?
We've never met Ali, right? I want to meet him.
I don't think so.
Ali,
Yeah.
come out to Permissionless this year. We missed you in Denver. I want to meet the legend Ali, dropping fire in the chat.
Josh, bro, look at Discord. I even made a cock meme. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
there's a lot.
I can't.
There's a lot, dude.
I can't buy anything. All right, so AVAX, we've got the long tail play is cock. Base, the long tail play is aerodrome. Do we
Yeah.
have a long tail OP play?
You're looking at the wrong guy.
Magic Tux? I don't know.
It was Tux for a
I wonder
while.
how Tux is doing these days. I haven't looked at Magic Tux in a while. Is Tux still a thing? I bought so little of it. Oh, okay. It's been pumping. It's been pumping. Not not like nothing great here, but
I don't think
Yeah,
you.
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
you play this.
yeah. I not something I'm like super focused on. I got a little lotto ticket there. I think the long tail Solana play is interesting, and like I said, I think I kind of feel like Jupe is that play. So you always want to like chart these things versus your that's versus the market cap. Whoops. You always want to chart these things versus kind of like the base token, your benchmark, right? Where are we? So Jupe was an airdrop token, right? Huge airdrop. Obviously, everybody kind of dumped it, and oh man, yeah, this was really obvious on the Sol pair. You had a nice little kind of consolidation base. We've broken out of that, so a lot of strength here. This is like a good candidate to just like DCA into, I think.
You think? Because like I've seen I guess N of one, but like Dex tokens don't fucking really do much. Like last DeFi cycle, like Uniswap fucking sucked.
Yeah, but like I think this is different.
Yeah,
This
own
is this. I think I think it's different. I think Jupiter is different than buying like sushi. That's just what my brain is telling me. Personal Evolution's asking, are we still doing OP or switching to Sol? Okay, so I own a lot more Sol than I own OP in my investing sort of account, and on the trading side, like I am pushing like Sol based like perps and Sol memes and stuff like that.
Almost entirely with no OP.
Like I took a couple shots at OP at a zone I thought was like a good area, but like didn't really get the reaction I want. Stopped out, and like if you're trading, right, you can't be like, I want OP to pump, but like the market's just like no. And then there's just other stuff that's pumping and that is doing well, and you just got to rotate the capital in there. So yeah, I think like 3 month, 6 month time horizon sort of investment thesis is still there. That's why I still own the spot. But like, am I trading it as a perp right now? I don't know. Like I am still watching it very closely, and I think it probably does catch like a nice bid at some point soon. Vibes also said there's some other base plays. Dgen, TYBG, what is that? Thank you, base god, and Dog and Me. I heard about Dog and Me actually. What's Dog and Me look like? Dog and Me, asking the big questions here on this podcast. Okay, yeah, all right. With 66 mil market cap, I don't know. I still like the Toshi chart better, and I think it's a similar market cap.
Looks the same.
Well, Toshi's already caught like a huge breakout out of this consolidation, and now it looks like we're going again for highs. So we already broke out, and then we already did this kind of like retest of the high, and I think we're going to go higher now. So
What about the other one on base, Mochi, that was at ETH Denver from
so
Brett?
Mochi was what? This was like allegedly by the base devs.
Yeah. From Bread.
Yeah, I mean, this looks a lot better than Dog and Me, too. This looks like a good meme to buy, for sure. I'm into it. Yeah, let's talk more about I think this question of, like, long tail, versus large cap is an interesting question in the meme stuff. And it's a lot less clear because I think when you go too far out on the meme curve, like, your stuff actually just goes to zero. Whereas, like, if you buy the wrong thing over ETH beta, like, you'll underperform, but, like, it's not like you're going to buy Lido and then you wake up and all your coins are gone.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. But
it's almost like some things have crossed the chasm.
Yeah. I mean, everybody keeps posting this chart. I wish I had it on me, but it's got, like, all the memes and, like, a scatter plot, right? And you get, like, your Shiba and Doge way up here, like 30 billion or 40 billion or whatever those things are. And then everything else is just kind of... And the idea is that, like, these things are going to close the gap, but like there's like a vast difference between like Sheeb and something like Bonk or Whiff, and then there's a big difference between those, I think, and like Pepe, and then there's a big difference between Pepe and Bobo, right? So like it's super interesting. Like in the Ethereum meme universe, right? You've got basically your Shiba Inu is probably the biggest Ethereum meme, right? And then I really like Pepe in like the number 2 catch up slot there. I think Pepe it's got good traction. I think it does super well. I love the 69 billion Pepe meme.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let's just send it there for sure. But like Bobo is now, Bobo the bear.
No, I'm not even.
Oh man,
not even on it.
Bobo the bear is just like an iconic crypto Twitter meme. Needed his own meme coin. I haven't really looked at the Bobo chart actually.
Is Bobo like the antithesis of like a?
He's the adversary to Mumu the bull.
The bull, yeah. Okay.
Which is also I think live on Sol right now. I think people have been trading that. This is like one of these. So this Bobo chart is like when I look at it, I don't really want to buy Bobo here, but I would love to buy Bobo like here. It's so hard to even say the price of these damn coins because they have like 100 zeros in front of them, 60 with like a bunch of zeros in front of it. Like I like these setups where you kind of have what like looks like support here, but it's like when you have these situations where you run the high, but it's like kind of weak and you don't really hold above it. Like often like people get baited here and you dump and then the zone below it like ends up being like a really good place to stack. I do this a lot on the memes where I just buy like the support under the support kind of because the one closest to you isn't really support. So that'd be an interesting spot for me on Bobo. I think it's probably like 50% from here. Yeah, it's about a 50% dip, which is nothing in a 80 million market cap meme. So I'd be interested there. But yeah, it's just tough. Like Pepe looks very good. Like I've been long spot Pepe and then also like trading Pepe perps on top of it. Like this is a good chart, man. This is good chart. Very good chart. And then like the Pepe Doge ratio is very interesting.
Are you winning your bet, sir?
Yeah, there's no way I'm not winning this bet. Yeah, so this is Pepe Doge. And it's just like, oh, okay, that's like, do you want to short that chart?
Damn.
Like I don't.
So are you still buying Pepe now? Like that's the hard thing.
Well, I bought a bunch of Pepe. I still like the other day, like in a like I helped friend with some money and like bought Pepe for him the other day. Like at
72 hours ago.
Yeah, like 0.08 or 8 or whatever. What are we at 10 right now? With a million zeros.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, well, I was looking at this chart and like this is a nice. It's a nice area to buy. Why wouldn't you want to buy in here? Like, because you got to get off zero. You got to get off Pepe zero.
Yeah.
I think like I'm a real big proponent of having these coins as a decent chunk of your portfolio. Like if you're gonna trade shit coins and you want to buy like Matic or something, like I don't know. Like I honestly think like Pepe is just as like Matic is just as much of a meme coin to me as freaking Pepe.
I agree.
And like it Pepe to me is like a better meme coin because like Sandeep isn't like dumping all his coins on you and like it's just like there's no inflating supply and there's a lot of things that these coins have in their favor. But yeah, I would still buy a Pepe bag here like if you don't have one because like if I'm right, it's gonna go up another like 50x. That's not to say like put 100% in right now. Like maybe buy like 20% or 25% of the bag you want and just add on dips, but you got to kind of get off zero. It's so hard with these things, right? Like I convinced my cousin to buy whiff the other day. Like I was like, when it goes under 2, buy it. And it's just like, like how do you get in these things? Like once they start, you just feel like you missed it. It goes up so much and there's just not much you can do other than just buy like a little bit and then watch it and just buy a little more on dips and buy a little more on dips. Like it's just so hard to, there's not like these comfy levels you get to buy and stuff. It's a real shit show.
So let me ask you: are these at least 2-month holds in your mind? Because if it's not a 2-month hold for you, then I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, like one of the coins I most want to buy in the whole crypto universe and a market wide mega dump is whiff.
Okay.
Because it's just like high beta Solana, and it's a beta to the thing about Solana that I think is the most bullish thing about Solana, which is that everybody's just using it as a gigantic casino.
Yeah.
So it's like the index of the freaking casino. So like a whiff jupe bag is probably like amazing to buy on like a nuke. Like it probably just does like such like if the market nukes 30%. And you're able to just scoop up a bunch of whiff and jupe, and then we have like another year and a half of bull. Oh,
Okay.
splooge. It's amazing.
That's great.
Josh said Pac Moon just dropped today, 14.3 million market cap on Blast. I'm not touching Blast. Maybe this is like bad on my part, but like everything down there just feels like a friggin' rug, man. It's just like a landmine to me. But kudos to you if you're doing that. Vibe says yes, Pepe greater than Doge. Definitely agree with that. Not trading any meme coins on ETH mainnet. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I had like a very small Shiba bag, and I have a Zin bag just because I like Zin. But I think there's like Solana Zin now too. Like I like that we have like these. There's like wormhole versions of like I think Trump and Zin.
So they're affiliated, or just like somebody launched?
Well, you know how like using maybe you don't know this, but like the Solana bridge is like wormhole, right? You can kind of port tokens over, you like wrap them, and you can trade them on Solana. So you can literally like wormhole wrap Trump tokens, and then you bridge them to Sol, and then like on Sol you trade like literally the wormhole wrap version of that token. So this probably starts happening more and more and more with a lot of tokens, I think, because like you can't pay like $200 as in coin and then pay like $200 in gas to get in and out of it, and it's just so dumb.
God, Jupiter's gonna fucking moon.
Personal evolution. Let's look at Blur and Lido. Yeah, Blur and Lido. Lido especially, I have not been a fan of. I cheated that a while ago because the Lido ETH chart especially looks kind of sketch to me. Where is it here? Lido. Yeah, so like we lost a big level on the chart. Like this is pretty nasty move. I think Lido has like a bunch of headwinds against it right now, and it'll probably be a time to buy it again. And I wonder if DGen Spartan is still like a big fan of it.
Yeah,
like maybe that's like a good like ETH ETF coin when it happens, but like I don't have a lot right now. I'm still holding my Blur spot bags, but I got to tell you that I really am not as confident in the Blur thesis anymore, just because like I have just seen that the market likes trading on like lower cost ecosystems.
Yeah,
and I think NFTs on ETH will come back, but like I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. And I actually do question whether I should just take that Blur bag and rotate the entire thing into like Whiff, actually. Because like NFTs for me are like, there's just this like expression of like really like long tail degeneracy in crypto, right? But if all that degeneracy is moved to meme coins, especially meme coins on Solana, it's like worth asking the question, like, do you want to own the index of ETH NFT degeneracy, or do you want to own like the index of like the Solana version of the degeneracy? And like the volumes on like Solana meme coins are insane, and like ETH isn't even beating like Bitcoin and NFT volumes right now.
Well, your logic is logicking with me right now, but I have a sincere question that I actually want to ask you. Like, 6-figure buy of Whiff, that's fine, or because like a lot of these shit coins you can't even buy like $1,000 worth. You'll fucking move the price. Like, is that like something you can do on Whiff?
You can for sure get $100,000 in the Whiff if you wanted to do that sort of thing. I don't know if I would market buy it in one shot from the Radium pool, but yeah, like you can get that kind of capital in, no problem.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely people holding many 7-figure Whiff positions, and I think some of them have probably even scaled into, a lot of them have scaled into that even after the pump. There were a lot of people who missed the Solana pump and then immediately were just looking for stuff to buy that was kind of basically like Solana beta. That was one of them. I really want to buy WIF a little bit lower, but I don't know. I mean, I own some. I just don't feel like I own enough.
Yeah, you have it. I have none. I need to YOLO.
I have a lot more like Doge, Pepe than I have WIF. This just seems to be something with my brain. Like there's a part of me that's like I'm definitely a degen. I allocate like a lot of time and money to crypto, but within crypto, like I don't just like jeet my entire freaking cash stack into like the most high.
I'm the same.
High beta
I'm the
stuff.
same. I'm even worse than you. Like I feel fine YOLOing 6 figures in a Doge right now, but WIF, I'm like, wait.
But,
really?
but like if I'm honest with myself, like I know that even if I just market buy right now and I market by the top of WIF, like I still know at the end of the cycle it's going to outperform all of my other bags. Like I know it will.
Yeah.
And I just can't bring myself to just dump a bunch more in it right now, especially because I bought all that WIF below 2 and then like sold it for 15-20% gain. Like I know I was very burned out last week, man. Like there was a point where I was just staring at my exchange account and I had like 20 positions open and I was just like the guy in the meme with like the dead eyes and like I wasn't sleeping and like I'd sniped like a bunch of really good buys off the bottom on stuff like OP and Solana and like and then I was just sitting there and I was just like I'm fucking exhausted and I just like closed most everything out and I was just like I'll just come back another day and I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in that mode right now. Like part of me is like I'm like kind of riding the positions I'm in, but I do think I want to move up to like 30% cash and just like chill and wait because I know I'll get an opportunity and like I'm definitely burning the candle at both ends and I'm doing so in an environment where you're paying like a fuck ton of money to be long and there's like a huge danger of like a massive liquidation wick. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like patience is good in this game.
Patience is good, man.
It's hard to know when to be patient and when to FOMO in. Like there definitely are times where you just have to say fuck it and like FOMO in and just like mash the green button. I just don't know if that's that time right now for me.
But we'll all be waiting. We will all be waiting for your signal. Just put up the bat signle.
Like Memecoin exposure especially. Even though I am like a big believer in the meme super cycle, it is objectively like quite heated right now, and I do think that we will get that big wipe where everything dies and people are like, "You morons! You were trading these memes and you lost all your money. What were you thinking?" Like I know that'll happen, and then you'll get a chance to buy. Like it'll for sure happen.
But it won't be over.
Yeah, like I should probably just take my 15x on bought-in and probably. I don't know. The Pepe just looks so good. It's just like a money printer. So I don't know if I can bring myself to.
Well, you got to bring some real enthusiasm tomorrow to your conversation with Ledger. So
I know you
can't be just like worn down.
I gotta rest up. Let me check the agenda real quick and see if I missed anything. I think some people were asking me about a couple things in particular. Oh yeah, I mean, so. Two of the bigger plays like I've made, like I'm getting pretty long AVAX. AVAX is like a nice trade for me as like I would not consider myself to be a whale by any stretch, but I also don't really love playing around in like ultra small market cap shitcoins. Like I like to be able to kind of go into and out of like decent sized positions on an exchange without paying like an enormous slippage. And AVAX is like one of these cool kind of like catch-up trade plays. It looks really good to me. Like we just had a nice, well, the weekly's not over yet, but we're gonna print a nice breakout on the weekly, and then I just think like this same target on every coin that's coming. So that's $103. So yeah, I'm looking at like a nice 2-bagger from here, and I'm just gonna kind of average back in anything like 50 to 35 or so. So that's like a good size position I have on. I'm still long Aptos, which I think is going to finish running. Oh, we had a nice little pump on that today. I think Aptos is going for all-time highs at 20, and then I could really see this thing just just going whoop straight up like that. And I had a friend tip me off to not Prime. I already missed Prime. Maybe it's not too late. I don't know. Portal. Yeah, I put on a big Portal long the other day. Looks like it's finally starting to break out. So, yeah, these are kind of like my more size-oriented longs in addition to like Pepe, in addition to Doge. But, yeah, I'm hoping this thing can run. It looks like it wants to move. So hopefully that doesn't dumperino on me. Also been liking Tia again. I rode Tia up quite a bit and then kind of got out of it. But I don't know. Like Injective's been running, and like we've had a lot of sideways in this. So I've been kind of just building, just bidding this zone here. Just basically everything like sub 16, and yeah, like if we do get this kind of like continuation in the kind of mid cap altcoin space, I think this could make like a nice little breakout. This is kind of like a sister play to Injective, which has also been going sideways forever, and just saw like a nice breakout. This is like an 80 or 90 day range here. Yeah. So this is a pretty good long too. I think if you can kind of hop in this thing like 40, 45 or so on like a retest there maybe. That's all
Cosmos ecosystem?
Yeah, this is Cosmos. So I think Tia probably just is like a follow-up play to this. But yeah, like a chart like this Injective chart, like this just looks better to long right now than the OP chart right here. It's just so yeah, just playing what the market gives me, and hoping for the best.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, trying to not get too over my skis right now, though. It's definitely stink bid season.
This was awesome.
Set your stink bids, ladies and gentlemen. Ali, we'll do one more. Ali asking about Near. Near is one of those things we talked about. Near, like
you mentioned it like 6 months ago.
This is going to be a good trade, and then they declared like they were basically an AI chain, and then it's ripped. So I don't know, like. Yeah, we were talking about it on the show in November, I think, like $2. Yeah, rip.
I poo-pooed you on this one. Yeah,
you did poo-poo me on this one, but it's okay. Like you're too smart for this stuff. To be honest, you're too smart for your own good. You gotta.
Pragmatism is retardation in moments like these.
Go to the kitchen, grab a frying pan, just whack it against your head a few times, and you'll be ready to go. Yeah. Whew. All right. Oh, the one more thing. I know Emma wanted me to chart the Sol ETH ratio. Well, let's close with Sol ETH. This is like a major theme of the entire bull run. Sol or Ethereum. Like you guys know I love Ethereum. I've been saying that Sol is going to wreck Ethereum this cycle with very high probability. Hell of a move today, my God. So I think that was I think this is just a giant bull flag basically, and this is just going to rip to new all-time highs now. God. So yeah, I mean I might rotate more. I'm gonna try to just rotate. I might just rotate some more like ETH.
I feel like even just like all this meme coinery, just own a fuckload of Sol, like 6-figure Sol, and just hammer that. Yeah,
Sol's been a very easy trade. It's a great trade. It's like a perfect combination of like gains and liquidity. It's for sure like been an amazing coin all cycle. You gotta tip the cap.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Mina said, "Let's go Solana" in the chat. Thank you, Mina.
Soul Sister
in the chat. She's shilling the Solana. Congrats on your Solana bags, Mina.
Yeah.
Hope you held them all the way through.
They're all in JPEGs now.
They're all in JPEGs. Ooh. A lot of people, I'm sure, out there in the audience identify with that story. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Solid 90 minutes of degeneracy for you. I know that was a bit of a chaotic episode, so hopefully it wasn't too disorganized. But, we'd like to come out here and just kind of freewheel it. Got some ideas, but we'd like to see where the conversation goes. Hopefully, you got some good ideas from this. Hopefully the coins I just mentioned pump and don't make me look like a moron. You know, that's never fun. But yeah, reminder: if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe to us on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Irresponsible
that
Long
helps us out a
Pod.
lot. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. That would be very helpful for us. And make sure you like the video too.
Yes, please like the video. Helps us out a lot. Give us a follow on the Twitters. You can find links at alfalfapod.com, and definitely hop in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely lit. Like the bull market
Yeah.
alfalfa pod Discord has been amazing. We got the Gem Hunter shitcoin thread. We got the Magic Lines chart thread. We got the Money channel. We got the Life channel. Marty's dropping conspiracy theories and politics. It's just like a giant party all day. There's a little something for everybody in there. So definitely check it out. Definitely check it out if you are not in there already. Say hi to me and Eric, and also Armand and Nick from our other podcast. We do another pod, the Alfalfa Pod, for those of you who don't know that exists. So also check that out. And then hopefully we will be, I will be on Bankless sometime next week, maybe.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah, just discussing the memery with the great Ledger.
Drag him.
Yes. Chris Park, moral of the story, retard mode with caution. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much nailed it.
Be
Chris
retarded,
Park.
but make sure you wear your helmet. I can say that. I don't think Amber listens to this
Nice, Chris
podcast.
Park.
So
Good job.
sorry for using the R word, everybody. I didn't mean to. I take it all back.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thanks guys for joining us. We'll be back here same time next week, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Ooh.
For those of you who want to catch the live stream. Wait, what?
Just to be clear, it'll be a solo mission again.
Oh,
I'm going to Mina's family in North Carolina.
okay. Well, looks like it's just going to be you and me, everybody. It's going to be shove a lot of charts down your throat, but we'll have fun. We'll have fun. All right, I'm gonna fire up the end screen there. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. See you.